So, was it a hockey player that inspired this song, or the band itself looking back on their career and wondering, are we going to be replaced? It's New Kid in Town, one of the most important singles by the Eagles from their mid 70 era, and also from the album Hotel California. Probably one of the most played Eagles songs of all time. Now, it came from Hotel California, written by Don Henley, Glenn Fry, and J.D. Souther. Now, in Behind the Tracks today, we're going to talk about the rumor that a certain L.A. King and a New York Ranger player was the inspiration, but some people say no. Released as the first single from the album, the song reached number 1 in the US and number 20 in the UK. The single version had an earlier fade out than the album version. Fry sings the lead vocals and plays acoustic guitar, with Henley providing the main harmony, vocals, and drums. Randy Meisner plays the guitarrón mexicano, which is a Mexican acoustic bass normally played in mariachi bands. Don Felder plays all the electric guitars, and Joe Walsh, the recent addition to the band, plays electric piano and organ parts. The song won the Grammy Award for Best Vocal Arrangement for 2 or more voices. Now, J.D. Souther initially wrote the chorus for the song. According to J.D., the band thought it sounded like a hit, but he didn't know what to do with it. About a year later, Souther, Fry, and Henley gathered for a writing of Hotel California, where Souther played the song for them, and the three finished the title song. This song. Now, the length, album version, 5 minutes. Single version, about 15 seconds lower, less, as we say, not as long. Asylum Records. Previous single was Taken to the Limit, and then, of course, the big hit with Hotel California. Now, Souther later said that the song came about as a result of her fascination with gunfire as an analogy, and added that at some point some kid would come riding into town that was much faster than you, and he'd say so, and he'd prove it. He said, we're just writing about her replacements. Similarly, Henley discussed the song's meaning in the liner notes of the very best of. It's about the feeling, fickle nature of love and romance. It's also about the fleeting nature of fame, especially in the music business. We're basically saying, look, we know we're red hot right now, but we also know that somebody's going to come along and replace us, both music and in love. And I don't think anybody's ever replaced the Eagles, although some certain people have tried. Now, while the Eagles had become one of the most popular bands in the world at the time the song was recorded, the lyrics reflect their anxiety of being replaced by a more popular band. The lyrics also contain references to the phony friends they acquire when they are popular, but who will forget them when somebody new comes along. Sometimes the lyrics use a romantic relationship as a metaphor, but this is not done consistently. Eagles biographer Mark Elliott stated that New Kid in Town captures a precise and spectacular moment immediately familiar to any guy who has ever felt the pain, jealousy, insecurity, rage, and heartbreak of the moment he discovers his girlfriend likes someone better and has moved on. He also suggested it captures a more abstract theme of the fickle nature of both the muse and the masses. Now, former LA Kings player Jean Carr, who was considered the fastest skater in the NHL during his era, was a close friend of Fry's, and he did speculate throughout the years that he was the inspiration for the song, because he was a new kid in town. He had moved from the Rangers to the Kings, and he wasn't so much expectations on him, and it didn't pan out. Now, in Henley's first solo album, I Can't Stand Still, he references the song by singing the line, "There's a new kid in town," over the ride out of Johnny Can't Read. Now, Cashbox said that Bill's Psych Witch production brings out the delicacy of the vocal harmonies, and the lyric here is quite effective. Stereo Gum contributor Tom Brehan said it's a sad, dark, passive-aggressive song. It's also really pretty. It's just a self-pitying, discontented, beautifully realized sigh of a song. In 2016, the editors of Rolling Stone rated the chanson as the 5th greatest Beatles Eagles song, describing it as an exquisite piece of south-of-the-border melancholia, and praised its complex, overlapping harmonies. Now, these harmonies helped the song win the Grammy again for Best Vocal Arrangement for 2 or more voices. Now, on the charts, Australia 16, Belgium, the Flanders charts 19, went number 1 in Canada, number 2 in the adult contemporary, 12 on the country tracks. In Ireland, it went 12 overall. Netherlands at the Dutch top 40, it went 9th. And the Netherlands single top 100, he went 11th. New Zealand number 6, Norway number 9, Spain number 8, UK number 20, US Billboard Hot 100 number 1, Adult Contemporary number 2, Hot Country Songs number 43, Cashbox number 2, West Germany 44, And year-end charts, Canada top singles, number 19, Netherlands top 100, U.S. Billboard Hot 100 at 59, and U.S. Adult Contemporary 23rd. And again, it was a big hit in Canada, especially in Quebec. Now in the UK, it went silver with 200,000 copies sold. Now the idea about the Jean Carr situation, we're going to go a little bit of the history of Jean Carr, because I think it's important. If Jean Carr makes claim to it, there's a reason, because unfortunately he passed in 2023 at the age of 72. Now when he moved on to the Kings, he was like I said, one of the fastest skaters in the NHL. But when he finally made LA again, he was 5 seasons and he never scored more than 15 goals. He had some of the speediest skating that the world has ever seen. Now, he did make the Stanley Cup final with the Rangers in 72, which drew a lot of interest because he had the flowing locks of hair, but he only scored 1 goal in 16 playoff contests. Now, he died as a result of back surgery, of all things, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it hasn't been like wholly confirmed if that, because Jean Carr was a popular player, but I don't know if the LA media was trying to put all these pressure on him, because and there was one season, ladies and gentlemen, he became like kind of a mini goon in 1975. He had 103 minutes in penalties. The season before, he only had 51, and the next season he had 16, but due to injuries and stuff. So again, every person who saw Jean Carr play said this guy was going to be a great star, and part of the Flin Flon program, which made, of course, Reggie Leach and Bobby Clark and everybody else. So the idea about the Eagles, who would get inspiration from different things for songs, it wouldn't be beyond the pale that maybe Carr was drinking with the Eagles and that was kind of an inspiration. And Kings had a lot of young players coming in that were always chasing Carr off the roster. Many times Carr was like the fourth line player. I know it's weird to talk about move sports in with the Eagles, but it's a well-known fact that the Eagles were big sports fans, and the LA Coliseum and different venues. And at the time, ladies and gentlemen, there was a strong connection between major sports teams and rock and roll and country stars. You look at the Montreal Canadiens jersey showing up at I think Triumph, and different bands were wearing Montreal regalia, Maple Leafs, and stuff like that. So again, New Kid in Town, probably one of the most interesting Eagle songs, because we don't know if it's self-deferential or it is what it is. Very, very big song in Canada when it came out, and that's what the Eagles, no matter what happened, how it would chart in the States was always better in Canada. We got the Eagles joke, as we say. We got what the lines meant and everything else. Same thing with Dolly Parton. We're a very cerebral country when it comes to with the music stars that we celebrate. So that's the story of New Kid in Town. Probably one of the possibility, whatever meaning you want to get out of it, the songs of the Eagles. If you like what you're doing here with our Behind the Tracks podcast, let us know in a like, comment, subscribe, or share.